How are you all doing? Let me know that you can hear me. I believe you can hear me. So we are going to get right into it. I value your time. So I am going to get right to it. Let me go back here. Okay, so can you hear me clearly? Just let me know in the chat. Right, okay, great. You can hear me. So we are going to get right into it. If you are, well, I don't know what day you're going to be watching this, if it's the replay. We are here just on the cusp of the second half of the year. 6 months at the end of the year already. The first 6 months have gone by. And why I wanted to have this session with you all today is because I was going over my vision, like it's on my phone. So if you can see this, this is how I have it on my phone. And when I was going over it, I see this every day and I was like, oh my gosh, like some of these things, like I have already accomplished. And it's so crazy the way that they came about. It's just like super crazy. But the fact is that a lot of them came true. And I believe it's because I look at my phone every day. And so I see, my vision in front of me all the time. I am like a super focused person. So I'm always looking to see, okay, what do I have to do to ensure that these visions and goals are accomplished? I am now back to full-time entrepreneurship. So I don't have the security of a day job anymore. I have to have my goals come through because there's no safety net for me anymore. And so that is why I wanted to go through this with you because I'm seeing that it is working. For persons that I would also follow, who do vision boards, they always explain how these boards, either on your phone, stuck up on your wall, wherever, that it works for them. I personally don't like the printing and the sticking on the boards because you can't always take that with you, right? Your phone, you are always on your phone, you are always on your computer. So those are the two places where you can also always see it, right? You are not always in your office or you are not always where that board is. All right. So today we are going to be formatting it in Canva and I'm going to be showing you the step-by-step how I was able to create it on my phone and all of the elements that has to come together to make all of this possible. All right, and I'm going to go through each one of them step by step. All right, so I'm going to get right into it. I know that your time is valuable. So I am going to go straight over to Canva. Let me share my screen. Where am I? Where is it? Okay. I hope this works because I'm not seeing. Okay. Let me go over to Canva. Okay. So let me know if you are seeing my screen. Just give me a little thumbs up. All right. Okay. Awesome. All right. So just to start, we are in the Canva app. You don't need the paid version. I believe I have the paid version, but you don't need the paid version. We are going to go straight to the Canva app and you are going to do a custom size. Now, the custom size for your mobile device, I believe it's 1024 times 768. So let me actually go to the home tab. Let me go back to home. Create a design, custom size. So it's 1024 times 768 pixels, and I'm gonna create a new design. Okay, I guess that was not it. Just 1 second. 1024. Oh, sorry, it's 10. Sorry, I was using the one for the desktop. That is a desktop design that we are going to resize after, right? But I'm going to go, it's 1024 by 1920. Yes, so that is it. Yes, so that is the mobile phone size. We are going to resize it after for the desktop, but I know that everyone is using their phone. So from Canva, you are going 1080 times 1920, right? And this is the template. So we are going to build on this. And there are a few elements that I would have used that I want to share with you how I was able to build that. Now, the first thing we are going to do is to choose the background color. Okay. The first thing, choose a background color. My color, if you all know me, my color is green, right? So my background, I would always use something that is significant to me. You may have a specific color that you love, right? You may love purple. You may have a connection with the color purple. You may have a connection with the color blue or gold or whatever color, all right? So I would say to choose a color that is good for you. And I also want you to make it very light, like the lightest shade of that color. All right, we don't want anything too dark that would cloud all of the other things that we are going to build on this, right? So we are going to choose a very light background cover. This is a new Canva Create. I am just realizing that I never used the glow up, I think they call it before, but I don't think it should be so much different. Okay, so here is background. All right, I am going to be using a shade of green. Let me see if they have any solid color green. Okay, I'm gonna not use this light color, a light shade of green. Let me see. Okay, something light. All right, so I'm just gonna keep something very light. I'll use this for now. You could choose another color that is best for you. All right, so we have started with the background. And I feel like I want something just a little more light. I'm gonna use something a little lighter. Okay, this has some shades of green in it. So I'm gonna use this background. Okay. The next thing that we are going to put on here is we are looking for a number. Now, all the things that I'm sharing with you is stuff that helps you to tap into your subconscious mind, right? We go along every day, going about our business, and sometimes we don't tap into our subconscious. That always brings us back to a place of, consciousness and like, oh, I need to do this thing, or this thing has come to remembrance for me. All right. So on top of the color that is always in your visual, I also want you to think of a number, right? There is a number that you say it's your favorite number. It's a number that is always connected with something that you would say that, it does good for you. All right. For myself, since I've been a young girl, my number is a number 13, right? And when I look up the meaning of that number, I am like, oh my gosh, yes, what this number symbolizes is it's things that always have come about for me in my life. All right. So I use the number 13. All right. So I am going to go to Canva and go to the elements, and I'm going to search my number. My number is 13. And so I'm going to just add 13. And I'm not going to add it once. I'm just going to add it a few times around the page, so that it's something that I'm always seeing. Right, so I'm gonna add a few of that along the page, and you're gonna see how this is all going to come together. It may look very scattered right now, but you are going to see how this is going to come together. All right, so I'm gonna put 13, 13, 13, 13, 13. All right. The next thing I'm going to look for is, other than a number, I'm also going to look for a symbol, something that I always see, that always helps me as well to tap into my subconscious. Now, what I'm sharing, these for me. For you, it would be different, right? So for me, a symbol that always brings me back to reality are butterflies, right? Anytime I see a butterfly, it reminds me, because I am a person of faith, and it reminds me always to know that that God is seeing me, that God is hearing me, that I am not forgotten, right? So anytime I see a butterfly, that always brings me back to a reality that I am not forgotten, right? And so I always put in the vision board that symbol as well. So I'm gonna look for a butterfly, and I'm gonna put a butterfly in here as well, something that always brings me back to reality. Since my background is green, I'm gonna look for something that's light and white as well. I would probably just, okay, put that in white. And I'm just gonna spread it. I might just make this a bit faded. A bit more transparent, but it's there. I can see it. So I'm just gonna make that there. I'm also gonna make this background a bit more transparent, because I think it's a bit too heavy. All right. Okay. So far I've mentioned 3 elements of this vision board. All right. The next thing that I want to layer on top of this are positive words. You may have a scripture verse, you may have a quote, a saying, one that always helps you to be in a positive mode, it helps you to be, in a happier space. And so I want you to put also, and we are going to fade this away as well, a scripture verse, or if you have a quote that you love, we are going to put that in here as well. All right. So I'm going to add a text box here. I'm going to change this to white. And my quote that I always love is, she believed she could, so she did. I might change this, but I'm just giving you the basics. She believed that she could, so she did. So I see this quote on my phone every day. Every day. And so this just helps me to be always in that conscious state of knowing, if I believe I can, I'm doing all that I could do to ensure that my goals are accomplished. Okay. So I'm gonna put that here as a reminder daily. Now for the design people in here, do not come for me. I'm just giving you the elements. You are going to design this the way that it looks best to you, okay? This is just an example of the elements that would be on your vision board, okay? So I'm just putting that there, just a disclaimer for the design people. All right, so that's element number 4, a scripture verse or a quote that you see every day. All right, so now we are going to go into the goals that you have to accomplish. Now, for the purpose of this video, I am focusing on the goals that I want to accomplish towards the end of the year. So from June to December, if you're looking at this, it could be from January to June or July to December, or it can be for the entire year. It's up to you. All right. Now we know when we are doing goals that they have to be smart, they have to be attainable, they have to be reasonable, they have to be timed. All right. And so when you are thinking about what you are going to put here, I want you to list at least 5 achievable goals, because if we fill up our board with things that we know that we cannot achieve before the end of the year or before the year is out, then, we might be overstretching ourselves. We want to make sure that we can achieve what we would have set out. All right. So for me, so on my phone, I had that I wanted to win a certain number of contracts. Like that has already happened. So I want to put some more on there. So I'm going to add, let me see, I'm going to look for something that is a contract, a picture of a contract. Elements, contract. I'm gonna just put a picture of it, something like a notebook or something like that. Right, yeah, something like this. Again, gonna put it, let me make these numbers a bit smaller. I'll fix that after, but let's say a contract, and send this to the back. Right, so let's say I have a contract that I want to get, and we also know that this has to be so detailed. All right, how many do I want to get? All right, so I would say reasonably, I would say 3. All right, so I would then label this, and I'm going to look for something that is a label, because I'm doing everything that it's also very organized, all right? So I am going to label this, and I am labeling it as 3 contracts. Increase the size, put this here, 3 contracts. Now I know who I want these contracts with. I'm not going to put it here, but for you, as much as possible, I want you to detail it, okay? So you're going to label what it is, because I mean, it's all well and good to have a picture, but what is that picture representing? We are being very, very detailed. So I would like 3 contracts, and let's put a value, because 3 contracts could mean anything. So I will put 3 contracts valued at, let's say, $50,000. You would put what works for you. So I have 3 contracts valued at $50,000. Okay. So what is the next thing? So I'm going to list 5 here for the purpose of this. So for my birthday coming up, every year I'm trying to get to San Francisco. Every year something always happens that I never get to go. So I want you to have at least one place that you want to go. And one of the key landmarks at San Francisco. So I want you to just remind me if you see the years coming up and you are not seeing me in San Francisco. Say, hey, Kalisha, was that goal completed? Like, what's happening? All right. So the Golden Gate Bridge is something that I really want to make happen this year. So I'm gonna put a nice picture here of the Golden Gate Bridge. I'm gonna put that somewhere around here. And copy this. And put that here, Golden Visit the Golden Gate Bridge. Oops. Okay, I'm trying to get back that position towards the backward, right? Okay. So that is another goal that I want to have. Is it attainable? Is it achievable? I believe so. Once I work for it, I am going to make this happen. All right. The next thing that I want to put on here, now, a lot of people want to put vehicles. A vehicle might be your goal for this year. All right. Again, you would put 5 goals that you believe that you can achieve by the end of the year. For the purpose of this video, I would say that I would put a vehicle, the type of vehicle. So if I would be, as we also know that our goals should also scare us, my ultimate dream vehicle is Mercedes-Benz. Okay, will that happen before the end of the year? I do not think so. I think that is a 5-year goal, but let's just put for the sake. I will put the sign of a Benz. All right. I will just put the sign. Sometimes goals come in a way that it may not be the exact one that I am looking for, but something like it will come. In the meantime, okay, so I'm gonna copy. Let's put Mercedes-Benz. Okay, and position this to the back. Though this is for the persons whose goals, if you are to get a new vehicle, I also want you to, if you are putting the picture of it, please put the color and the style of it that you want. It would help you to not have to list out all of the different, exact features that you want, but as much as possible, put what you want. So you get the drift of this. Can someone put in the chat box a goal that they have that they want me to put on here to help us to reach to this goal of 5 goals? Let me know in the chat. What do you like to see? Cassia says, even if it won't happen this year, include it, because that's what you are doing today is setting you up to achieve it in another year. And yes, I totally agree with that. Yes. Yes, Shalisa. So anyone can just give me one that you want me to put on here that we can have this completed with 5 goals. Or I will add another one. Create an online course. Okay, awesome. So let me see. What element would you want? So you want to create an online course. What photo would you put to represent that online course? Would you put a computer? Would you put person sitting down? You would imagine a lot of people looking at your class. Do you have a class filled with students, or do you know how many persons you want to take this course? What's your goal for the course? Like physical office space or home expansion. Wow. Oh my goodness. Yes, I love that one as well. Let's do 2 of those. Computer screen. Okay, so let's go to the computer screen and then we are going to go to the office space or home expansion. Now, when you say home expansion, do you mean the office space within your home, like a home office space? So let's look for a computer in the meantime. Okay. So we are gonna do this one and we are going to put it as duplicate online course. What type of online course are you doing, Ashana? And let's do the one for the home office. Separating the office for the home. The name of the course, yes. What area would you be doing the course in? You need some separation. Understand. Okay, so let's do an office in a high rise. High rise, we are going big. Office with a view. Let's see. Office with a view. Where did it go? Yes. Okay. Executive office space. Okay. Awesome. I love these ideas. Need to move this. Duplicate. 1 second. So I'm putting this here. Position backward, and then I'm putting this here. Position backward. Awesome. Okay, no problem. Okay. All right, so you get the drift. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals that we can achieve before this year is out or in the soonest possible time frame. All right. So we have our 5 goals that are set. Now, what I realized from my phone when I downloaded this, it depends on the phone that you have, like my iPhone, to what's on top of the phone. It like fades away. So I can't see the top part of my goals, right? So I'm gonna bring down anything that is too close to the top, because I know that your phone has a lot of like the time and the information here as well, according to the type of phone that you have. So the main things, I'm gonna make sure that I have them, just bring them up a little bit. Gonna bring that back after. Right? And there's another critical step that I want us to do to close this out a bit. Because we are doing everything with a lot of intention. And I feel that is why I was able to achieve a lot of the goals, because I have very, very strong intention to my years, to my year and my days. All right. So I have all of the elements that are important to me. Yes. All right. So the last thing that I do to bring this all together, for me, everything is connected. So all of my goals, all of my visions, my dreams, all of these things that I want, each step that I take towards a goal also brings me closer to my other goals. When I work diligently towards a goal, there are so many other things that happen as a consequence of staying focused on my goals. So let's go, for example, if I say, okay, if I win these contracts, and I may make sure and put my zeros where they should be. If I win this 3 contracts valued at $50,000, that helps me to be able to go on this Golden Gate Bridge. That helps me to possibly buy or even have a down payment for my vehicle. That helps me to have the time now, because I would delegate tasks, that I could create this online course. That helps me now to be able to move into this online, into this executive office space. So I want you to see how everything is connected, right? And so to connect all of this together, remember, we are doing everything with intention. I am going to look in the elements for something like a web, like something like a connectivity web kind of thing that would bring all of this together, knowing that every step I take, I'm not only focusing on one, it's focusing on everything. So I'm going to look for something like a web, or something like let's look for a web, or spider web. Let's see, spider web. That's something that is always kind of pretty connected. I don't think I feel in a spider web. Let's say something like a connectivity. Let's look for connectivity. Okay, this is beautiful. I love this because, and I think this is the one that I have on my phone at the moment, because with this, you can move it around and it helps you. You see the bigger dots and the smaller dots, it shows that everything is so connected. So I'm going to change this color to white, and I'm going to open this out to, let me just make it a little lighter. So that you can see. And I'm just going to open this out so that it shows that everything is connected. You can, I'm going to put this a bit backward, as far back as I can, so that I can move everything around to kind of be in the connected space. So everything should touch a point. I think that's how I did it on my phone. So everything should touch a point on this web. All right, so this is touching, that's touching, that's touching. I wonder if this could be background removed. Let me just see if that would make sense. This is touching, that's touching, that's touching. Yeah, that's touching, that's touching. That's touching. So everything is connected. All right. So bring this up a bit. As we said, this is not a design class, but I want you to get the gist of what I'm talking about. Everything is connected, okay? So these are all of the elements that I would have used. Yes, all of the elements that I would have used on my phone to achieve a lot of my goals for the first half of the year. And so when this is complete, you would take whatever time you need to make this how you want it. You're going to download it and upload it to your mobile phone, which is the best in my opinion. You can also resize it and put it on your computer desktop. Those are the two places that you always are in, most of us are in front of all the time. All right. So this was just how I created mine. You could add more goals if they are more achievable to you. You can add more goals if you want. You can put the elements that you want in here, but the key ones, when you get the replay, it's also going to be listed out on my YouTube here. All of the points, all of the elements that you need to have to ensure that your vision board is as successful as it can be for you. Now, I know a lot of people have different, ways that they do it, but I was just sharing how I did it, all right? So I hope that this little workshop did well for you. Let me know in the comments if what did you think about this. I'm also going to share with you the template. If you want, I can share this with you as well, that you can change it and move it around however you want it, right? But this is what we would have basically created it. And as you see, it does not take long for you to get it done. You can get this done today. Today is the last day of this month. And so you can create this today to ensure that your goals are set and pumped, and that you can start looking at this for the rest of the year. All right. So that would have been it for our little session today. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm going to share all of the details with you. Cassia is saying the inclusion of the number that means something. Yes, and to activate your subconscious, that is so, so, so important, and it's what does it for me all the time. Especially when I look, sometimes there are times when I don't even see butterflies. And there would be this time when it is like so clear to me, like this is something that is helping me to be back at that place. And that's why I have it on my phone. You could probably see it somewhere around there. All right, so I want to thank you all so much for taking the time to join me today. Look out for the replay. And I would love to know when you have yours completed, you could just share it with me. Send me a message with your completed vision board, and let me know when those goals are completed as well. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see you all very soon. I appreciate all of you. Have a great day. Have a great holiday for those of us who are here in Trinidad as well. All right, so see you all very